The issue of Cayman Airways, I think it's part and parcel with the airport. It's part and parcel with development and zoning. It's all about the same thing. It's about the fact that tourists who come here have a choice of where they want to go. Getting anywhere in the world is not as difficult as it used to be, and we need people to come here. I'm fairly convinced that for every 10 people that come to Little Cayman, we're going to see 3 of them every year after that. Return business is what keeps us going. So we need to make it easier to get here. Back in the late 90s, when Island Air was flying into here, they were flying with small planes, Navajos and the Islander, and little tiny planes, and that was doing the job until business dictated the fact we needed more than one Twin Otter, and now we've got 2 Twin Otters. Now the problem is, especially during high season, the Twin Otters aren't really doing the job properly either. It happens way too often that on a Saturday night in high season, a group of divers will get off the airplane in Little Cayman after checking in all of their dive gear in Grand Cayman, but their dive gear doesn't get off the airplane and doesn't show up again until 10 o'clock the next morning, which is after the dive boat is gone. These are experiences that new tourists or tourists totally don't need to have. The Twin Otter, people are getting bigger. The seats on the Twin Otters are not big enough. Residents who go to Grand Cayman will go and get groceries or whatever, and they want to bring it back to Little Cayman, and they get off the plane in Little Cayman, and it's not there. So it's time to move to the next step. What is the next step? Is the next step more Twin Otter service? Is it 737 jumbo jets? Is it an airplane in between that takes bigger people? Who knows what the answer really is? All I know from a business standpoint and a resident standpoint is that the way it is not working. One thing I would like to say is in my years here, I've noticed that the Little Cayman staff for Cayman Airways have always done the best they can to improve or make the tourist experience the best they can. I think they understand that they're not just part of a taxi service that brings people here. They are people that learn people's names and recognize them every year and stay after hours to try and sort things out. The Cayman Airways staff on Little Cayman tries as hard as we do as in our other businesses to make the guest experience as good as it can. It's not their fault that people's bags don't show up on Saturday night. It's not their fault that the planes are broken. They do their very best at all times. I think Cayman Airways needs to decide, along with the input of appropriate individuals, what the next step is. Like I said, in high season, 2 Twin Otters isn't quite doing it. It's harder for people to get here. We need to make it easy for people who are sitting in Idaho making a decision on where to go on vacation. We need to make it easy for them to get here. And we need to ensure that their luggage gets here with them. So again, is the answer more air service with the Twin Otters? Possibly. Is the answer a bigger airplane that has more seats and more carrying capacity? That seems to me to be the best chance at a successful answer. But for that, then the configuration of the airport needs to change. So Cayman Airways, along with the Department of Tourism, needs to figure out what the next step is for this island. And when they decide that, and hopefully with the input of everybody or enough people, when they decide what's going to happen, that will set off a trigger for the businesses to react, for people who might be on the fence with, do I build a house here? Do I build a house in Belize? That will inject life into this product, and we've tried very hard to keep the product the way it is, and that's good, but there needs to be the next step. There needs to be a vision for businesses here, and this island is not the same as the other 2 in this country, and it is not the same as any island in the Caribbean as far as I know, and we need to do the right thing.